we just drove off, sometimes life's okay. I ran my mouth off a bit too much, or what did I say? Well, you just laughed it off, it was all okay.
With you on a mattress in your parents' old room, clipping your toenails into the room like the room will fade, and you will move on to other room, and you will go to other places. And then the wedding, then the woman passed out in the driver's seat at the order board at White Castle. We woke her up and she went round to the pickup window like she knew exactly where she was. Then I wept with my face in your nightshirt, trying hard as hell to say until death separates us, loosening the skin on your breastbone. I painted your nails and you sleep while I write all this down. mattress and the layers of bedding, turning in your drug dry sleep. When I ask you to kiss my pulse, you offer to start the shower.